There's not a lot of good you can pull out of a game where you're getting smoked 26-3, but for the Carolina Panthers, Jaycee Horn had a pretty standout game. And although it did start a little shaky with him giving up a touchdown, he rounded it into shape and finished strong and looked like one of the dominant forces that the Panthers expect him to be and hope that he can be when they chose him out of the University of South Carolina in the first round. And that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. We're going in the film room just to break down Jaycee Horn's stellar game versus the Chargers. We're going to go back and look at one play from last week as well. I think you guys may know, just to clear up some things and some misconceptions that might have been seen during that TV copy against the Saints. And we're going to also just shine a light on how Jaycee Horn impacts the game in multitude of ways. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I do Panthers content, news and updates, and film breakdowns just like this. I also have bonus film breakdowns and bonus content for the Panthers on my Patreon, patreon.com/UB Sports Talk. You can join up there and get some bonus film breakdowns if you like this style as well. So keep that in mind. But Jaycee Horn really filled up the stat sheet. He had 6 tackles, and one of them was a huge stop and a huge scenario for his team. We'll look at that and just point to what really happened there. But even though he gave up that touchdown early, he was in pretty decent position. I'm not going to really fault him for that overall. He ended up having a pass breakup that could have easily gone as a forced fumble, and of course a phenomenal interception that's going to be one of the better plays that you're going to see a defensive back make, because many times it seems like defensive backs can't catch the ball. That's not the case for Jaycee Horn. Just really has phenomenal ball skills. He has the size, he has the speed, the physicality, he has the instincts, the smarts, and just the technique and all the tools in the toolbox that you want from a corner. And I think it's hard to argue that when healthy, which has been the indictment on here his whole career, he's one of the better corners in the league, and he's going to want to get paid like one of the better corners in the league. So this year is going to be huge for him, and I think this game against the Chargers made a huge statement. And I'm not going to lie, that interception, it was dope. I was excited about it, but me as a sports bettor, it did not really go my way, because I use mybookie.ag, and that's the sponsor of this video. MyBookie, they're making it easy this year. You have plenty of ways and opportunities to bet on the game. I don't bet against my team ever, but I did bet that Justin Herbert would not throw an interception last week, and MyBookie allows you to make bets just like that. Jaycee Horn, he's making me a believer on the field of him getting paid, but he really ain't helping me getting paid, because that interception really took some money out of my pocket. And it's really unfortunate when your team loses and your sports bet loses, but there's still plenty of opportunities left in this season for us to capitalize on this using MyBookie, because MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with weekly risk-free betting boost. And on Thursdays, you can make that happen. That way, if you can bet without a sweat, if your bet hits, you win. If it doesn't, you get refunded by MyBookie. Forget about it. So when you're ready to get started, use my promo code UBST at the link down below at MyBookie. When you sign up, you're going to double your money on your first deposit up to $1,000. Yes, my gift from me to you is to double your first deposit up to $1,000. You heard that right. Double your money with UBST at the link down below. So shout out to MyBookie on the sponsorship. They're going to be my sports book for this season. That's just the nature of the beast, because I will take a breakout Jaycee Horn season if he's going to make me a believer like this, and when I wasn't expecting the interception, because this team did not cause many turnovers last year. Only 11 total takeaways last season. So why would a team that's passing less and less like the Chargers throw a pick? But like I said, Jaycee Horn made a play. You have a difference maker. You have a potential to keep a building block. That's why I think this season is imperative for Jaycee Horn to prove that he can be healthy. That way the Panthers can have another guy on their team that can be a long-term answer for them. But regardless, let's go ahead and get into this film breakdown. So let's flash back to week 1. A lot of fans were pissed off about Jaycee Horn on this play, and what you see if you watch the TV copy is just Rashid Shaheed on the opening drive of the season going deep for 59 yards with a bomb over the top. Now, Jaycee Horn is pissed off clearly, but if you watch the TV copy, all you see is Jaycee Horn looking at the bottom of Shaheed's cleats. Yeah, he probably could have gave more effort to finish it off, but I think just the blown coverage is what the really principle of this play is, because it's cover 3. With cover 3, this field is going to be divided into deep thirds. So Michael Jackson at the top has a third, Fuller has a third, which is the middle, and Jaycee Horn has the bottom third of the field as we're looking. And when you have these zones like this, there's certain voids in the zone. Now, for cover 3. One of the big zones, especially going deep, is down the seams and like with skinny posts and stuff like that. And so with those, you're going to try to take advantage of, because 53 and a third is the width of the field. That's a lot of yards for 3 guys to cover. They try to do it, and hopefully pressure makes it harder for the quarterbacks to take advantage of that, but it's still a lot of field to cover. So you want to take advantage of those spots in between the zone with certain things. Another way to take advantage is there's a hole right behind the second level, because these guys do not want to get beat deep in cover 3. That's kind of one of the major rules. So they're trying to get back. But of course, the underneath defenders, they have to play everything underneath. They have to play the run, come up on it. There's going to be tight ends. There's check downs they have to respect. So getting in front of the deep guy, but behind the second level or the linebackers is another void as well down the seams. So what they'll do, knowing that the defense knows the weaknesses of their defense, they're going to try to protect those weaknesses. So protecting the weakness here is they're going to influence by running a crossing route. That crossing route is going to influence Jordan Fuller to follow him and make him vacate his actual responsibility, which is going deep. Derek Carr, all he's going to do is read that safety. If he's reading the safety, if the safety jumps on that crossing route, taking the deep post. If he jumps on the post and stays back, he's going to take that crossing route. Teams have tendencies. They run certain plays in certain scenarios. Maybe third down, they rather run cover 3 against maybe 1 back and 3 tight ends, or 3 with wide receivers, 1 tight end. They love to run cover 3 and stuff like that. So they try to guess these tendencies and draw up certain plays that work against certain coverages. That's the chess match of what football is. And as you can see here, they're going to run something to influence Fuller, and they go right over the top. Jaycee Horn is expecting him to be in the middle. You trail him a little bit and you pass him off. You don't just completely let him go because he leaves your zone, but you try to pass him off. So Jaycee Horn kind of being a little instinctual and probably seeing that the fact that his help isn't there, by the time he realizes his help isn't there and the ball is coming, it's too late. He's 2 yards behind. Fuller has his cleats in the ground and going the opposite direction. And Shaheed is one of the faster guys in the league. Perfect ball placement. And that's how you beat cover 3. By influencing that middle safety. So that play really wasn't Jaycee Horn's fault. Yeah, of course you want to see better effort, but at the same time, this is more of a blown coverage and probably has a lot more to do with Fuller than it does with Jaycee Horn, even though when you watch that TV copy, JC is the closest defender, so he gets that blame. Fast forward to week 2, this is Jaycee Horn actually getting beat for a touchdown. This is man-on-man coverage, press man coverage where JC excels. Quentin Johnson is a great athlete. I think JC makes a mistake by not getting more hands on him. Yes, Quentin Johnson is a bigger wide receiver, but being physical with him is kind of the name of JC's game, man. I would have wanted to see him get a little bit more contact on him to slow him down and knock his rhythm off, because as soon as you see Justin Herbert hit that back foot, he's letting it go. He sees the one-on-one. He's going to try to give his guy a chance. He's letting it go now. If JC kind of puts a little bit more hands on him, maybe hits him here, chucks him here, as in like him, knocks him off his route with one hand and gets a little bit more physical, I think he'll be a little bit better. I think the speed kind of caught JC a little bit off guard, and this is what you don't do. You don't know your personnel. You don't slow him down by getting hands on him. Yeah, you're still in his hip pocket and hand fighting with him, doing a good job of squeezing and pestering, but the fact that you're not able to get on top of him, as in like cut him off and force him to expand closer to the sideline, you give them a good place to go. He's able to beat you with speed, turn the corner, great ball placement. I mean, it's not even bad coverage. He's in position. Sometimes you got to shake a guy's hand. But I think the only thing really JC did wrong here is he didn't make enough contact. Look, Herbert's about to throw the ball here. If he gets hands on him right now, right before the 5-yard window is up, he knocks the rhythm off. Herbert is floating it up based on a certain speed that he thinks that Quentin Johnson is going to run now. When the ball is in the air, if you can disrupt that timing, the ball is not going to be as accurate. He looks back and tries to find the ball, but as soon as he finds the ball, it drops right in the breadbasket and he gets beat. This, like I said, sometimes you just got to shake a guy's hand, man. I mean, granted, it's unfortunate that it's a guy like Quentin Johnson who struggled early on in his career, but sometimes you got to shake a guy's hand. He's able to beat the speed, he's able to win, and just look, his hand is almost right there. Look how close that is. If he puts it a little more outside where you kind of expect the ball to be, JC probably knocks that thing away. But the fact that he actually threw it inside, Quentin Johnson was able to win with speed. He found the ball first, and he was able to curl around JC and make that play. Hell of an adjustment, hell of a catch. Sometimes you got to shake the guy's hand. don't get it twisted. Jaycee Horn is still one of the better press corners in the league, and you can see it right here just based off of his technique. He's very comfortable being in a guy's face and being physical, staying on the hip pocket of these guys. Just watch him mirror up here at the top and just pretty much clamp this guy down. This is seatbelt right here. When you talk about seatbelt, that's patience at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't get physical with them again, but that's patience. He backs up. Watch his feet. He's one of the better technicians in the league. Watch those feet. He mirrors them by, see, he expands, Jaycee Horn kind of shuffles right, knows the dude tries to come inside. It gets hands on him in that window that's legal. Is able to get on his hip pocket, stay in position, and now put himself between the man and the ball. That's just textbook winning at the line of scrimmage. That's lockdown. Look at that. Watch the feet. The feet are patient. He's not panicking. They're gliding across the ground. He's not tripping over his own feet. He's under control. He has his hands back because he doesn't want to lean, and then he waits till the guy commits to his move and then gets hands on him. That allows him to get in that hip pocket. That's just textbook technique by Jaycee Horn, man, in press coverage. Now, Jaycee took his lumps in that first drive, giving up that touchdown, but Jaycee is a playmaker and a difference maker. When he's on the field, this guy makes his presence felt. He's going to be at the bottom of the screen playing some zone coverage. We showed him playing man. Here's some zone coverage. He's going to get motion away from him, and the receiver's going away from his side. He's not really going to be threatened by anything. There's going to be a tight end at the bottom of the screen that blocks and releases. He's going to just all instinct. When I talked about zone, his responsibility is backside, but clearly he sees that there's no routes over there. Instead of guarding grass, he's going to make plays. Instead of guarding grass, you don't teach that. He just comes from the opposite side of the field, makes a play on the opposite numbers. He started on one side's numbers because he was supposed to be guarding that, but you don't want to just guard grass. Go find a man, especially with the scramble drill. Catches up, punches the ball out. In my opinion, probably easily could have been a forced fumble, but they said he didn't take that second step. But that's just instinct. Like I said, look where he came from. The far numbers, and makes the play on the other side of the numbers. Sees that guy, instincts, boom, punches the ball out. Could have been a big turnover for the team, but it ended up getting overturned. But Jaycee Horn is a difference maker. Let's watch it from this angle just so you can see him come out and just that technique to punch the ball out. Don't guard grass. Find that tight end coming across. You see the tight end coming into the screen. Herbert tries to find them. Boom. Look at that. Punches it. Stays with it. Just because the guy has it don't mean it's over. We'll watch the replay. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. That was close. Yeah, right before that third step happened, the ball came out. So pretty good call, but look at Jaycee Horn rake the ball out, boom, punch it out. Could have been a big play, but you still want to see him. You still love to see him going at the ball, trying to make a play, trying to turn the ball over and get extra possessions. This is the play I love here from Jaycee Horn. 3rd and 1. We know he's had his injury history, so having reckless abandon sometimes may not be for the faint of heart. And sometimes he doesn't always just lay out like he's supposed to, but you seeing him lay his body on the line right here, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, a back on the back. They call it a back on the back. A cornerback on a running back. You like these scenarios, and Gus the Bus Edwards is not a small running back. On 3rd and short, for your cornerback to come up and make a play like this, stop him in his tracks and actually lose yards on 3rd down, coming from that cornerback position. Look how fast he recognizes them blocking down, trying to crash this, and comes up, closes the airspace. Look, everybody got blocked down. Shaq got washed, Josie got washed, but instead of actually leaving a gap there for Gus Edwards to go up in the middle, Jaycee Horn closes that gap fast, gets low, runs his feet, uses his shoulder pass to make a tackle, and the gang's all there to help him push him backwards. Huge stop on 3rd and 1. Let's watch it from the other angle. You're going to see him come into the screen. Everybody's going to be blocking down to try to collapse that line. They're going to try to wash everybody down. You see it. Everybody does get washed down, but Jaycee Horn closes that airspace. Look at that. Drops the shoulder, wraps the shoulder, run the feet, and then party's all there to help you with it, man. Let's go. Flex on him, man. You deserve to. You deserve it. All right, here's another play by Jaycee where they motion away from him. He doesn't really have any responsibilities, but this is just being in zone coverage, being smart, not guarding grass, finding work, knowing the scramble drill rules, and getting back and making a hell of an adjustment on this interception. My goodness, this is great. This is a great play on the ball. And like I said, again, they motion away from him. They're looking left. They're not really trying to clearly they're not throwing away from JC, even though they really didn't target him a ton the rest of the game, even though he got beat for that touchdown. But all the action is going the opposite direction of the field. And when they try to come back on the scramble drill, there's only a few options downfield. Jaycee Horn, I don't even think he sees Lad McConkey. He sees the other tight end that he's trying to pick up, and he actually keeps getting depth. He knows, okay, maybe somebody's coming. Let me get depth. And then the ball's in the air, and he sees it. He's able to make an adjustment when the ball is behind him, but it wasn't intended for him anyway. Turns up, makes a play on the ball, man. This is a crazy pick. Crazy interception, man. Like the other angle is going to be even more beautiful because the way the instinct that he has to keep getting back when you don't have responsibilities, and nobody threatening your space, get depth. Herbert gets back, has to avoid the pressure. You can see JC at the bottom of the screen. I don't know what Herbert was thinking. He saw McConkey, but he didn't see the underneath defender. Look at that. Look at the elevation. Didn't stick the landing, but look at the elevation by JC. Look how he flips the hips. He's running the complete opposite direction, able to break, gather himself, jump up in the air. Look at the elevation. High point the ball. Look at everybody looking. Man. Look at the elevation, bro. Come on, man. The Panthers have a special guy. They have a special guy with Jaycee Horn. But yeah. Jaycee Horn, man, off to a great start. There's going to be another test this weekend against Davante Adams, one of the best wide receivers in the league. In terms of press man, if he gets an opportunity to do that, it's going to be must-see TV. I want to see Jaycee Horn's technique against a premier wide receiver. A lot of money can be made by Jaycee Horn this weekend in a premier matchup. You can show and make that statement that you are one of them ones when you go against a guy that's one of them ones on the other side of the football. So I'm super excited. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this Jaycee Horn film breakdown of his performance. Are you still holding it against him that he got beat by that touchdown early, or are you kind of happy that he bounced back and was able to have a stellar performance after that? I want to get all your thoughts about JC down below. Again, if you want to see more film breakdowns, check out patreon.com/UB Sports Talk. Shout out to all the patrons that support. You guys mean everything for me. You get that bonus content that you know that everybody else is missing out on. But I appreciate you guys for supporting. My name is Aaron Duncan signing off. I'll see you next time. Peace.